Hey everyone, it's lesson number 19 here. We are finding area, but we are on the coordinate grid. That's just the fancy way for saying on the graph, people. All right. So take a look here. This area of that parallelogram that's here. We have to know what we are after, and we got to go find that information. So they're not going to give us the distances. We got to know what we're looking for. So area of parallelogram. Well, as always, start with that formula. Area is the base and the height. And remember, your base and your height are always going to meet at that right angle. Now, it's a parallelogram, people. It's not going to come with a right angle symbol. Right. So we've got to think base and height. And think about base a lot of times being the floor. All right. And that height is going to be straight up and down. So there it is. There it is. So that's the information that we are after. So when you're finding your distances, definitely use those axes, the x-axis and the y-axis, because remember that represents 0. So I can see that it's 3 spots and then it's 2 spots. So altogether, it's going to be 5 spots. Going up and down, all right, it's 4 spots and 2 more spots. That tells me it's 6. So for the area here, we're just going to do 5 times 6, and it's our 30. And then again, because we don't know units of measurement, we call it units, so 30 units squared. Again, could we go ahead and cut and move and make it into that rectangle that's there? We can, but again, we're trying to get more formula based here. So just gotta keep in mind the visual approach, it's definitely a way to lean on, but at the same time, it's not something that we want to always go with here. So all right, area of a triangle that's here. All right, so I got you here. Base times height divided by 2. Or if you want to say a half times base times height, it's not going to make any difference here. Remember, base and height always meet at the right angle. And oh, do you see what I see? Right angle symbol. There it is. So there's my base and my height right there. All right. Those are the numbers we're after. So let's see here. It's 3 to get to there, 4 to get to there. That makes 7. All right. 2 to get to there, 2 to get to there. So that's a 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 divided by 2 gets us to that 14. So it's a 14 units squared. Again, you can count. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's going to get the job done when it comes down to it. But again, you're interested in acquiring that distance. All right, quadrilateral. All right, quadrilateral here. Quadrilateral just means a 4-sided shape. So who do we have here? That's our good friend, the trapezoid. So area is the, not the base. Hold on. Hold up right there. All right. That's going to be the height times the bases added together divided by 2. So bases are always going to be your parallel sides. And so keep in mind that phrase. I don't think my spelling is very good there. Parallel. I don't like that too much. We can talk about that later. But yeah, so there it is. There it is. So that tells me those are the bases that we are dealing with. So the height always connects the 2 bases that are there. And that's where that right angle symbol is going to be formed at. So that's going to allow me to pull things in. So again, bases that if you're parallel, those are your bases. All right. And then the height, all right, is always going to connect when you're dealing with it. So yeah, the height, let's see here. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. The bases, that's 3, 2 more, that makes a 5. 1 and 1, that makes a 2. And then we're ready to go. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 times 5, 35. Half of 35, well, 17 and a half. So 17 and a half units squared. So yep, decimals and fractions might show up. I know, but you're only dividing it by 2, so there are always going to be halves if they do show up there. Yeah, I know. It makes you feel better about it. So, all right, so now variations that are here. So here they're finding the missing measurement, and you know what the area is. So we still like to start with our formula every single time. It's a parallelogram, base times height. let's see what they gave me. You gave me the area, so I'm going to plug in my 12. And so this is that substitution that's there. The base, all right, do I know how far it is? Yeah, it's going from a 1 to a 3. Okay, so that's a 2. That's a distance of 2 that's there. And then the height, I don't know what it is. Solve your equation. Divide both sides by 2. Yep, 6 equals x. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. Is you're going to be setting up an equation, and then you're going to be solving your equation that you're looking at. Triangle, triangle. All right, formula down first. Base times height divided by 2. Let's see here. Did they give me the area? They did. They told me the area is 14. So we'll put that in. The base and the height meet at the right angle. So I see my right angle symbol. So I'm looking for that for the base, but I don't have any numbers that go left to right. See my x-axis? No numbers that are on there. Okay, so we'll leave u as the base. The height. All right, height's going up and down. All right, so here we go. I'm at a -3 going up to a 4. So -3 to the 0, that's 3. 4 more, so that's a total of a 7 that's there. So we're going to use our solving equation skills. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this fraction. So to get rid of the fraction, we're just going to do the opposite like we normally do. So instead of dividing by a 2, let's multiply by a 2. All right. So when we do that, opposites say goodnight. If you'd like to put it over 1 so you can see it better, that's fine. So all we have is a 7b. Remember, when you multiply a number times a letter, we always like that number first. So 28 equals 7b. Divide both sides by 7, and there it is. The base equals 4. All right. So yeah, I mean, like I said, using the formula. Now, I'm sorry here. I thought they were getting me into something different here. No, we're finding area. Now we're just finding area of that we're dealing with. The problem with this one here, the problem that we're dealing with is that these lines are on diagonals. So at first I'm like, well, no big deal. Let's just, right angle. But no matter where I try to draw my height in, it's not going to make a right angle. Everything's going to be on a diagonal, and it's not going to work. So when you get frustrated here, we're going to kind of use what looks a little bit different. And in this particular problem, they gave me this dotted line. And so I'm like, wait a second. What's going on here? What are you doing here? Oh, wait a second. Here we go. I can find the area of the square. Okay. And then I see all these triangles. So this is like a shaded region problem that's there. They didn't tell it to me, but I'm going to make it into one. So now I can take that rectangle or square, and then I can take away those 3 different triangles. And because they've got right angles, I can find that base and that height that we're looking at. All right, so let's get into this here. Let's figure out that rectangle, how tall we are. So we're at a -4 going all the way up to a 6. So that's 4, 6 more, that's a 10. So that's going to be 10 times. How wide are we? Well, we're going from the -6 to the 0, so that's 6 spots, going to the 5, so that's 11. Okay, so there we go. So 10 times 11, that's 110 for the entire region. Okay, now the triangles that's here. This is nice because, again, I can see right angle symbols here. So let's see, I'm at the -6, so that's 6, and I got to get one more over. All right, so that's going to make a 7. All right. How tall are we going up and down? Well, we already did that. That was a 10. But remember, it's a triangle, so we have to divide it by 2. 7 times 10, 70 divided by 2, 35. All right. Let's focus up here. I see another right angle that's there. So I'm looking at this triangle that's going from a 1 to the 5. Yep, it is. And again, I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, or from 1 to 5 makes a 4. All right. Let's see, we're going from that 6 to that 1. So that makes it a 5. And again, I can double check real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I feel good about that. So 4 times 5 is 20. 20 divided by 2, there's a 10 that we're looking at. And then for the last one, again, we've figured out all the way across from before that was an 11. So there's an 11 times, and then here's my right angle I'm working off of. So I'm going from the corner that's there. I got to check. Okay, there we go. So that's at a -1, a -2, -3, -4. And this might be where counting the lines might be better, but I got the 4 and up one more. That makes a 5. So 11 times 5 is 55. 55 divided by 2. Well, 22 and no, 50, 50. So I'm going to do my 50 and my 5. I'm going to break them up. Half of 50, 25. Half of 5, 2.5. Combine them together. There it is, 27.5. Now, if you're like me, sometimes your coloring has gotten out of control a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Did I only go down to 4? Yeah, I'm glad I checked this out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's only a 4 that's there. All right. So again, sometimes when it gets a little muddy that's there, we do want to go back and check it. So 11 times 4 is 20, 44. Half of 44, that's our 22. Woo! All right, that's nice because we got whole numbers there, which makes me feel better about. So yeah, so 110, I'll take away the 10 first. I'm at 100. 100 minus 35, and now I'm at a 65, and then 65 minus 22. So I'm going to write that part down. All right. If I take 20 away, I'm at 45, and then I take 2 more away, I'm at 43. And again, just using your mental math there. So 43 units squared. Whew. All right. If I'm taking a test here, if I'm taking a quiz, I'm probably double checking my work again just to make sure my numbers are good. Those are the type of things you have to do because it's easy to miscount. And we got a lot of counting that's going on here and a lot of drawing that went along with it as well. So, but yeah, people, that's it. There we go. We're done. We'll try it again tomorrow, I guess. Yes, there. All right. All right. We'll see you later.